The rot within the Democrat Party and their media, not to mention their allied academic institutions, promotes the soft, if not outright embrace of terrorist and Marxist ideology, language, and front groups. Now let's see how much these left-wing media outlets rightly condemning what these young Republicans said through leaked messages. What are you going to do? Say, oh, they were leaked, therefore? No. You don't talk about black people this way or Jewish people this way. You got to get it in your head. Get it straight, the way you think about and treat other people. So there's this kerfuffle out there, what seems to take place when these things happen for some reason. The vice president, I believe he linked to this story online and said, look, what about this guy running for Attorney General in New York, this Democrat? It seems to me texts of a guy who wants to be Attorney General of a state who was promoting the assassination with 2 bullets in the head of a Republican retiring Speaker of the Assembly and wanted to see their 2 kids die in the arms of their mother and stuff like that. That seems more problematic to me. And then you had some people countering, including Republicans, saying, what does one have to do with the other? You can condemn them both. And so I decided, you know what, I have a thought about this, and I want to share it with you. All anti-Semitic, racist, and bigoted messaging and other forms of communicating such should be aggressively condemned. That's it. I don't care if it's young Republicans. They don't speak for me. They don't speak for Donald Trump. Or young Democrats, members of Congress, too many to count, by the way, media that platforms and promotes such poison, which is often, organizations that invite bigots as speakers and debaters and podcasters and comedians, on and on. We're just asking questions. We just want them to debate. Debate over the Holocaust. What? I also find it disgusting that some of those condemning the young Republicans in the Politico piece, who most certainly should be condemned and removed, are as guilty as they are with their headlines, their storylines, and promotion of a long list of bigots. It's sinister. Even worse, those who routinely and publicly promote the garbage for their own ratings or clicks are not even ashamed of it and seek to monetize it, or worse. I'm talking about websites and others, podcasters, and yes, even the corporate Western media. I have stated, and I'm deeply concerned, that the likes of Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Steve Bannon, and their ilk, and there's more, as well as their apologists, people who make excuses for them, who are not real MAGA, or conservatives, or Republicans. Trump wants nothing to do with them. But a cabal of grifters, psychos, and exploiters are being mainstreamed. I can't mainstream them. The mainstream media is mainstreaming them. They're being mainstreams and do have an impact on the minds of too many young people, like in the young Republicans. And too many would be one, but it's clearly more than that, isn't it? That's why they do it, because they get more subscribers, more eyes, more clicks, more attention in the mainstream left-wing Democrat media. Where are the top Republicans, by the way, denouncing these people? Who are they? I don't hear it, do you? Where are other broadcast hosts, columnists, and public officials condemning them? There's a handful of us. That's it. Those of us who do speak out are few in number and often disparaged by the same media outlets that claim offense at the awful things reported in this Politico piece. I'm thinking Mediaite. I'm thinking the Drudge Report. I'm thinking Politico. Entities like that. I'm more than happy to have a bigger discussion about this with these people. But as I observe and engage, I see too few with the guts to do so, including people in the left-wing media. And where are the top Democrats denouncing Mandami, Omar, Tlaib, and Sanders, and the rest of them? These are vile demagogues. They are routinely platformed by the corporate media. The fusion of the media with the Democrat Party makes it less possible to have a real and routine condemnation of these people. In fact, one wire service, I believe it was AP, recently ran a story suggesting legitimate criticism of them, particularly Mondami. And what they say is Islamophobia. That's the tactic. That's the tactic. What about CARE and scores of other like organizations with actual ties to Hamas, spreading their hate and propaganda, especially in our media? None identifies with the Republican Party. CARE is a Democrat operative organization. Students for Justice in Palestine, Democrat. Many work within the Democrat Party orbit. Or they use Hamas propaganda, from casualty figures and accusations of starvation and genocide in Gaza, allegedly perpetrated by the Israelis, spread throughout the media, accompanied at times with phony photographs, and regurgitated not only by independent media grifters, by Democrat Party officials and surrogates, which is obviously intended to what? Promote Jew hatred. The corporate Western media, which is overwhelmingly Democrat and left-wing, has played a huge role in spreading this hate. I'm not talking about criticizing Israel. We understand that. I'm talking about spreading lies and hate. The rot within the Democrat Party and their media, not to mention their allied academic institutions, promotes the soft, if not outright embrace of terrorist and Marxist ideology, language, and front groups. Now let's see how much these left-wing media outlets, rightly condemning what these young Republicans said through leaked messages. What are you going to do? Say, oh, they were leaked, therefore? No. You don't talk about black people this way or Jewish people this way. You got to get it in your head. Get it straight. The way you think about and treat other people.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.